morning, brothers. Today is November the 16th, 2011, and our consecration topic today is coming from Isaiah chapter 40. And I'm going to start reading at verse number 10. Read the whole chapter, though, because it really will bless you. And I'm sure everybody's familiar with this particular passage here. Behold, the Lord will come with a strong hand, and his arm shall rule for him. Behold, his reward is with him, and his work is before him. He shall feed his flock like a shepherd. He shall gather the lambs with his arm, and carry them in his bosom, and shall gently lead those that are with young. Who hath measured the waters in the hollow of his hand, and meted out heaven with span, and comprehended the depth of the earth in a measure, and weighed the mountains in scales, and the hills in a balance? Who hath directed the Spirit of the Lord, or being his counselor, hath taught him? With whom took he counsel, and instructed them, and taught him in the path of judgment, and taught him knowledge, and showed him the way of understanding? Behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket, and the small dust of the balance. Behold, he took up the isles as a very little thing. And Lebanon is not sufficient to burn, nor the beast thereof sufficient for a burnt offering. All nations before him are as nothing, and are counted to him as less than nothing, and vanity. To whom then would you liken God? And what likeness will ye compare unto him? I'll stop reading the first one right there. But we talk about waiting upon the Lord, and our fraternity is based upon Christ. Okay, and if he is the image of our fraternity, and our relationship with him is what our brotherhood is based upon, then I ask you, and I challenge you, brothers, does your image reflect the image of Christ? As we chatted with our founders during the Founders Day, there was a question that was raised to the founders: is how do we minister? How do we witness? What should our approach be? And I like the answer that our founder, J. Donald Edwards Jr. gave. Our life should be the first witness. Our life should be the first point of reference. When you walk into a room, does your image reflect Christ? Do the responses that you give and the statements that you make, are you representing Christ well? Though we may be, as alumni members, not necessarily wearing the paraphernalia every day where people can see, oh, he's a Christian. Does our conversation, does our face, do we reflect that we've been with God, that we know God, that we've been in his presence? Are we grouchy? Are we snappy? Do we come to work on time? Do we do things excellently to reflect Christ? I ask you, if your co-workers, if your people you interact with on a daily basis never picked up a Bible, do they see Christ in you? So let's recall who we are, representing the Alpha and the Omega, and then realize that when we reflect Christ, then he will renew our strength. He'll renew our strength as not only as an individual, but as a brotherhood. Do people want to be like us? Do people want to hang around us? They should, if we reflect Christ. When we reflect Christ, and we recognize that we reflect the image that we've been with him, then we can have peace throughout every situation. We can have joy throughout this difficult times. And then people will want to be not only in our brotherhood, but they'll want to be in the greater brotherhood, and that is the brotherhood of Christ. We sometimes, look at us and say, okay, well, we are a different fraternity. Yes, we are a different fraternity because we truly were founded to represent Christ. So I charge you, brothers, evaluate your responses, evaluate your choices, and remember, do they reflect Christ? What does a new man supposed to look like? A new man is supposed to look like a brother who reflects the image of Christ, serving Christ, trusting in Him, believing in Him, and it should show up in our day-to-day activities, in our day-to-day life. God bless you, brothers.